Okay, so you're brand new to starting a business. You've never built anything online. You've never built any other kind of passive online income stream or anything like that. Well, this is the video for you. I want to break down what I believe is a really simple, easy model to starting a side business online. And I say easy, it's not going to be that easy because nothing is easy, but it's definitely a good place to start. How about that for starting a side business? Because there are really so many different options out there. In fact, we can become quickly overwhelmed with all the different, affiliate programs and all this other kind of stuff that we're hearing, that we can kind of get a little bit of paralysis analysis, and we're just trying to work out what is the best type of business, what is the best business model. Well, I want to share a few things with you today. My name is Richard. I'm actually a pastor here in Hong Kong. I'm an Australian, and I love to talk about building side incomes that can be a blessing to whatever you're called to do, and a blessing to your family financially as well. So let me jump into it. I don't want you to start with something hard. There are a lot of choices out there, and we want to try to reduce the obstacles to success as much as possible. So what we're going to be doing is we're looking for the low-hanging fruit with side businesses. We don't want to find something that's going to take us 15 years to master. We don't want to find something that's going to be so expensive and you're going to need to raise, hundreds of thousands of dollars or go out there and get investors. No, none of that. In fact, ideally, we want this to be almost free to start. And we want something that you can start making money in even as a pretty much a beginner. So the first point is we've got to look for a digital service-based business, okay? A digital service. Now, you can look at digital products. I'll get into that into a moment, but I'm talking on this channel about online side businesses. I do not have any experience with physical businesses, and I don't want any. I want a portable business. I want something that I can work on from my laptop. So we're looking online. Those kind of businesses don't have big overheads. In fact, you can start with basically no money, and they're the easiest option for a beginner who's looking for a side business. So you want to start with something digital, a digital service. Therefore, it will only require a bit of your time at the beginning. So if you think about it, a digital service could be anything. It could be managing small businesses' websites. Okay, so not even designing it. I mean, maintaining it, keeping the WordPress plugins updated and making sure that there's that it hasn't been hacked or anything like that. WordPress maintenance, very unexciting, but honestly, it's something that a lot of businesses need. They need to make sure that their website is not going to go down. That would be a good example of a digital service. Another digital service might be managing someone's social media profile. So maybe you manage their TikTok, maybe you manage their Instagram, something like this, and you're uploading a few posts a week and you're keeping that up to date and refreshed. Another idea would be maybe their Google reviews and replying to reviews and making sure that their Google Maps listing is up to date. I don't know what the answer is. There are so many out there, and on this channel, I don't really push any one solution, but I want to give you the general principles so that you can work out what is the best type of business for you. But you're looking for a digital service-based business. Ideally, it would be something that interests you. In fact, not ideally, I would say do it in something that is interesting to you. Something that you can even train someone else in would also be great as well, because then down the track, once you're a bit competent, you can train maybe a virtual assistant that'd be able to help you. For example, let's say you're creating social media posts for a business and you're using the free software Canva to create images, and maybe you're even using ChatGPT to create some AI images, and then you're adjusting it in Canva and things like that. You could actually train a virtual assistant overseas to be able to do that and be able to really cut down the time that it would take you every month to manage that business. Now, I don't suggest you do that straight away. You need to get the hang of it, and you need to get started first, but that would be a great possibility for a digital service. Now, you could do a digital product. That's something like maybe an ebook or something like that. Yeah, you could sell an ebook on Amazon. Sure. But I do think that unless you have the credibility to write a book that people would actually want to buy, maybe you're just better off starting off with a simple digital service that you can repeat over and over again. And once you get it going for one client, then you can move on to another client. And this comes to point 2. You want a business to business type of client, okay? I don't suggest going out and starting an e-commerce business, where you're selling products direct to the customer. I suggest that your customer be other small businesses. So B2B, we call this, business to business. Then, obviously, B2B businesses are going to be paying more for their services, and you don't need to manage all these different customers. You're not getting, having to do real customer service with complaints and returns and all this kind of stuff. That's also a benefit of not having a physical product. You're using a digital service, and you focus on just getting one client at the beginning. When you get one client and you're doing well with them, you get another client. And you can start stacking these on top of each other. Now, you might have one client for $500 a month. Great. To manage their Instagram. I'm going to use that as an example. That's awesome. Wouldn't an extra $500 a month be a blessing to you and to your family? That's the whole point of this. So it's much better than going out, making a product, trying to create a website, trying to get traffic to that website, trying to sell products, and then you sell them for $5. It would be much better to manage one relationship with one business, one client, and you can really over deliver and really take care of those guys. So if you have a digital service and you aim for the B2B kind of market where you want to find other small business owners, and let me tell you, these are the guys who don't have the time to manage their website. In the example of the WordPress management, these are the guys who don't have the time to post on Instagram. They want to outsource these services, and they're looking for someone who can take care of them, who they can talk to, a person. They're not going to be treated like just one other company in a huge agency. No, you can give them a personal touch with their service, and they're going to love you for it. So I think that's the best way to go about it. Go for the B2B market. Number 3, you want to look for an ongoing service. So something that's repeatable, the kind of subscription mindset where it's not just one payment up front, but you've got them on a service that every month you can charge them for. Something like web design is great, and I think that's a great kind of freelance option to get started. But the hard thing with just web design is you design the website once, and once it's delivered, that's it. Now, you will get a large amount of money, but it's not going to be repeating every month, and it's very hard to build processes and systems around that can do the work for you. So ideally, you want something that is not just a one-time thing. Like, for example, if I started a photography business, most likely I'm going to be going out doing a shoot, and then I'm going to charge for that shoot. That's maybe not the best idea of a service. I would choose something that needs to be done over and over again. So social media is a great example of that. If they need content for their website, I actually do a bit of that. I create blogs that are SEO optimized so that they can help build the authority of a client's website over time, and we're ranking for more keywords. It's driving traffic that then drives sales. So blogging, you don't just write one blog. Maybe you do one a week, you do 4 a month, and you can charge a good fee for that, and it's repeatable. You can train others to do it, you can oversee that, and it's not going to use a lot of your time. So look for something that's repeatable. And then the last thing I'll mention here, obviously there's lots of things I could say, but the last one I'm going to say is look for something that is an established service. And what I mean is that I want to encourage you not to get too creative. Because sometimes as a first timer to the business world, sometimes we come in with all these ideas and we're passionate, we're excited, and I want to do this and I want to do this, and maybe you even see opportunity. For me, I see lots of opportunity around AI with all the cool tools coming out, ChatGPT and all the other large language models, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, there's definitely opportunity out there, but the problem is because it's so new to so many people, they're not, you have to go in and educate them straight away, and they're not convinced that they necessarily need it. And I'm trying to give you easy wins. I'm not saying you can't do that. And if you really have a passion to do that, go for it. I've certainly been down that rabbit hole, but I've decided, no, I'm just going to stick with what is an easy sell, what's working, what I can over deliver with, and what makes money. So you don't want to choose something that's so creative that you're going to have to go out and educate customers so much on. Anyone who's got a website knows that they need it managed. Anyone who has a business knows that they need to have a social media presence. These kind of things are an easier sell. And you might say, yeah, but there's so many people out there who are doing that, and there's so much competition. And I'll say, yeah, there's a lot of people out there, but there's also a lot of businesses out there who are just ignoring this, and that they know it's a pain point. So you don't want to have to go out there and educate. Find something that just everybody needs. Every business owner will need, and you're going to have a much better time selling that. Now, you might say that, well, it won't last forever. Maybe it'll get saturated. I don't know. I think let's say if we look at just web design, which I know that's not ideal because it's more so one time than repeated, but if we look at web design, every new business still needs a website. Websites have been around for 25, 30 years, and this is not a new thing, but they still need one. So just because it's established doesn't mean that there isn't demand for it, and that the demand will, be lost in the next year or two. It's not going to be the case. So these things are not going away. Find those things, establish services. It's a much easier place to start from because they're already aware of their need. Awesome. Well, those are the 4 things. Let me go over it again. The best kind of business that I think is the easy, low-hanging fruit for the first-time beginner. Number 1 is a digital service. It's B2B. It's monthly. And it's an established market, established industry. You don't have to educate. Cool. Well, I hope that helped you. If it did, please subscribe. Come on, I got like 50 subscribers. Really hoping to see more of you. Leave a comment. I'd love to hear your stories. And if you want to know more about how many hours it really takes to build a side business, then check out this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.